How's everyone doing? Woo! I know it's after lunch, so we'll try to make this quick and peppy, all right? My name is Ferri. I'm one of the advisors of Lottery.com and president and CEO of Blockster, an advisory investment, ICO and blockchain investment firm out of San Francisco. So today we'll talk about how to launch a successful ICO, some of the learning and best practices out of our advisory practice. And I'm a walker, so I'm going to walk up and down. But we'll start by grabbing each other's attention for a second. I know I got a lot of that. But what is that? What is that? Who said that? Right there. Thank you. That is the sound of money. But the question is, what is money? Right? Do I get a clicker by any chance? I forgot I have a presentation, by the way. Thank you. That sounded off. I say, I'm supposed to touch something. There you go. Thank you. What is money? I bet I can ask each one of you in the room right now and get a different answer each time. I bet I can ask this guy and get two different answers. But the same guy. That's crazy. But no, seriously, I mean, what is money? Is that a statement or a question? That's right. I think it's both. I think it's both a question and a statement. And I think somebody back in 2008, by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto, propped that question up in our mind. Made us rethink the way we think about money. It challenged our thinking. And I think challenge is a beautiful word. So keep it in the back of your mind as we go through the presentation, please. Similarly, I can ask you, what is an ICO? What is an ICO? And the way you go about tackling that question makes a huge difference. The difference between building value for the community, or building a scam, okay? A Ponzi scheme. Difference between elevating your brand, your personal brand, and your company brand, or destroying it, right? Between get you closer to success or get you closer to jail. Sorry, being dramatic sometimes helps. Ultimately, is the difference between a cluster or a successful ICO, a world-class ICO. And so to help you tackle that question, I know it's a tough question for many. Let's do a little polling. How many in the rooms are thinking or currently doing an ICO? Raise of hands. All right, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%. Okay, great. How many have done an ICO already? All right. 1, it's okay. 2, I got that. So I built this framework, ISF, and you know, I'm Italian from Venice, so that's where my accent is from. I'm trying to figure out where I'm from. An Italian guy by the name of Leonardo da Vinci, many hundreds of years ago, said one very interesting thing. Simplicity, that's something that Steve Jobs got really right. Simplicity is the art of sophistication. So as I was creating ISF, I purposely made it very, very simple, but equally effective, right? Because that's what you want, simple but effective. So let's go do it. Let's go figure out what ISF is. Think of it as a house, just like a house. ICO, success framework. You have the foundations, right? Community focus, transparency, and relevancy. And you have the building blocks. Business, tokenomics, and compliance. So let's delve in a little bit deeper to kind of understand each one of the blocks, what it means, right? The 3 pillars, starting with community focus. Yep. Remember, with an ICO, we're taking money from who? Any takers? Who are we taking money from? Community. That's right. We're not taking money from any VC in Sandhill Road or whatever, and we're going to have a call at 2:30 in the afternoon on Friday talking about so much progress, that's how we use the money, and that we're making so much progress, blah, blah, blah. Do that until they go on to the next round. We're not. We're taking money from the community, so we need to be some sort of accountable to them, or to it. And so we need to do things with the community in mind first. One of my very good friend, Dovi, she has a hybrid investment firms out of San Francisco. One of the very early VC firms investing in ICOs. Talking about 4 years back, way early. I think she actually invested in Mastercard, if I'm not mistaken. But she said, currently, ICO founders, they talk so much about decentralized businesses, power to the masses, the Robin Hoods of today's history, right? But in reality, they have a very centralized mindset. You just need to look at what they do, not what they say. So do things with the community in mind first. Because if you don't, let me tell you this, and I hope this sentence will stick in your mind for a long time. You're going to have a crowd sale, but without the crowd. So it's not really a crowd sale, isn't it? It's an oxymoron. It's a paradox. So community focus. Move on. Transparency. People trust what they see. So just don't hold back, whatever it is, for the better or for the worse. The community accepts mistakes. Community accepts whatever happens. Just be honest and straightforward, and they're going to be okay with you. Don't try to hold back and shove it under the rug. It's not going to work, right? Just like Dale Carnegie used to say, right? If you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. I think it's principle 17 on how to win friends and influence people. Relevancy. Long-term sustainability is achieved by being or becoming and staying relevant. That's what you want for your business and also for your life as well, personal life. How do you stay relevant? You ask yourself challenging questions. Why? Because they're going to bring the best out of you. Best out of your thinking, best out of the situations. And remember, we are a community. So don't limit yourself and your ability to challenge yourself to gain relevancy and sustainability by leveraging your IQ. Talk to your friends and peers to the community, post on Medium, on Bitcoin Talk, gather feedback. We are social animals. We are a community. So leverage each other off on this. And so challenge your thinking. Start by asking a simple question. Why blockchain? I got a great idea. I want to do blockchain and blah, blah, blah. The tea company, stocks shoots up. Great. Is it sustainable? No, isn't it? So just like Nico and I say, right? Blockchain is a great technology, a breakthrough technology, but a crappy database. You're much better off using an old IBM from 1987 than using blockchain. It's slow, inefficient, expensive. So ask yourself, why am I even using blockchain? Right? Can I just use a simple database? And then fundraising, right? Why in the world am I doing an ICO? It's expensive, a lot of regulatory stuff. Can you use FCF? Free cash flow, right? Operating income, free cash flow. You can grow your business that way. Can you raise some other capital, some other alternative method of raising capital? If you can, great. If not, you can think about an ICO, but when you ask for an ICO, you think about how can I actually do an ICO that is relevant to what we have, right? To my experience, my background, my product, and so forth. And then from the pillars, we move on to the building blocks, right? And we start with business. How many times we talk to somebody here in the room or other conferences or at home? At least back in the 90s, right? I'm from Silicon Valley, right? So back in the 90s, people used to say, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm building a startup. I'm doing a startup, right? You go out the room and you talk to people at home and whatever. What are you doing now? I'm doing an ICO, right? Right? Not a startup, a business, but an ICO. An ICO, it's not a business. It's a fundraising mechanism or an incentive mechanism. How do you want to see it? So we're building businesses, not ICOs. So get the business mechanics down right. Talking about UVP, unique value propositions, FCF, messaging, positioning. That's the reason why the majority of the ICO fails, is because they don't have a messaging and positioning down right. Product market fit. My research team goes through over 200 white paper a month. They want me to advise to them, or they want me to invest in them. But it's not going to work. And I'll tell you why. Because they don't have a product market fit. When was the last time that you read a white paper and you talked about product market fit? Raise of hands. Few, right? One or two. So think about the business first. Get those mechanics right. And then on top of that, we're going to start thinking about the tokenomics, the token. The token is not the focus. It's an enabler. It's enabling the business to scale in a quicker and faster and more efficient way. Not the way around. And now, from the token, we start thinking about token models. Tokenomics are called, right? And don't settle for the 2 or 3 that you can think of in your head. Right? Don't settle for that. I'm actually writing a book, the first book on ICOs. It's going to be called the ICO Playbook. It's going to come out later this year. It's going to have a bunch of token models in it. There are a lot. I'm talking about dozens. Right? So don't settle. Just kind of challenge your thinking. We go back to relevancy. Like, challenge your thinking and say, talk to your friends and say, what is the best token models I can use here? Right? Start by saying, what is a token? Is it a fundraising mechanism? Very simple questions, right? Simplicity is the art of sophistication. What is a token? Who's my target? Who's going to buy it? The crypto enthusiasts? Moms? Dads? Kids? Traders? Professional traders? Very important. Use. What are users going to do? Are they going to hold it, in which case is a good thing? Sell it? Trade it? What are they going to do with it? So you got to think about that and take that into account in your tokenomics model. And lastly, are there any other alternatives? Don't settle for the 2. Right? Think about what other alternatives you can have from a token perspective. Once you get your business done and your tokenomics, now you're ready to talk about compliance. And I'm not just saying, abide to the law just then. I'm just saying you're ready to think about jurisdictions, right? What is the best jurisdictions that, this business and this token make the most sense for, right? And luckily, most of the jurisdictions, including the United States, if you're launching a utility token, they want you to look at 3 things. Concreteness. Are you building something concrete? Or is it just thin air? Is it useful, right? Can you show some sort of like exchange of value, right? Somebody getting the token, going on an exchange, going on a platform and using that token to buy a product or accessing a services, right? Is that medium of exchange happening? And it's not speculatory. So remember, if you're doing a utility token, you're not registered as security, make sure that you don't state or imply any sorts of variations in the price of the token, either up or down, anywhere on your website, on your documentations and such. Why? Because that's what the SEC is after, right? That's basically an investment. It's considered an investment. So every time you state or imply, that's the hard part. When you imply that's seen as a security, an investment. And I'll leave you with a couple of brownie points. I know that we're almost running out of time. Do an ICO before July. Token income is taxable income. How do you reduce taxable income? With expenses. How do you reduce expenses? You have a lot of them. You need to have more time to make those expenses. So the more expenses you have, the lower your taxable income will be, the lower taxes you pay. Make sense? This is something very important. Don't burn your token. 99.9% of the ICO out there burn the token. Freeze them. When you burn the token, you have to go through it. It's a pain in the butt. You have to rebalance the cap table. Community is going to be happy at first because the price is probably going to go higher because you're reducing supply. But then long term, trust me, 70% of the ICOs out there go through their reserve, so they have to issue a new token. What happened then? You increase supplies, price shut down, community gets upset, and you have to rebalance the cap table. It's a disaster. Take a hard wallet, cold storage, 5 to 7 years, right? Supply doesn't change, no rebalancing the cap table, you're done. You don't have to worry about it. Lastly, pre-ICO money is smart money. ICO money, don't quote me for this, but it's not that smart money. You just follow what the pre-ICO money does. So your focus in the pre-ICO phase is to raise money from successful and big brand names, investors, just like Juan Filecoin did. Did he care about 10 million from Sequoia out of 275 million he got from the crowd? No, he didn't. But he got money from Sequoia, right? Kind of help the ICO, right? So think about that. Pre-ICO money, go after the money then from big brand investors. During the ICO, you're going to get an inflow of people coming at you, very angry, very upset. Can I say pissed? I just did. Very upset because they send the money to the wrong address and then blah, blah, blah. They're going to be very, very upset. And these are the people that are going to take you down, Bitcoin Talk, Reddit, blah, blah, blah. You don't want that. So plan ahead, making sure that you have the structure, the operation, the people on the community to tackle those questions, these incoming questions, and do something about it. Have a formal structure and operations in place for that. Because if you don't, the CEO and the CFO will be in front of a computer 24 hours answering those emails, and a ICO fail because of that, right? You don't want the CEO and CFO to do that. You want other people to do that. And as a CEO, you want to do AMA, go events and nice and fresh and things, right? Takeaways, challenge your thinking. Number 2, have fun. A little bit about me. I'm a former PwC lead. I'm a serial hybrid entrepreneur, traditional background coupled with a decentralized frontier. Been in the space for 4.5 years. I'm an advisor to over 12 companies. President and CEO of Blockstar. We advise ICOs, we take my ICO the right way. Last year I founded the Blockchain Compliance Alliance, the first no-profit, independent initiative to create an ICO standard. So if you want to get involved, talk to me after this. And then if you want to talk more, you want to talk about your ICO, your project, happy to chat more either after the event, or you can reach out to Alyssa. Just say that you met me on stage, or you saw my presentation here at this event, and then she'll set something up. I just want to thank Lottery. Again, as I said, I think it's a great project personally. I love the guys. And also I want to thank the organizers for putting together this great event. Thank you. And I'll leave you with this. Don't forget to bid on.